It's their third meeting in 2 years. The leaders of the two Nile Basin countries have stressed the importance of closer ties between them amidst the challenges facing the continent. El Sisi highlighted terrorism as a major threat.
We discussed how we can work together in countering terrorism and extremist groups and the importance of unifying the international community to block all sources of funding for terrorism, which constitutes a real threat to many countries.
Egyptian-Ugandan cooperation in South Sudan has been described as a success model that should be adopted in other issues as well.
We are experiencing a rare African-African mechanism to solve conflicts on the continent. Kampala and Cairo are hiding the political dialogue by the rivals in South Sudan, as well as coordinating between the different political committees that are considered to be higher authority in the ruling party in South Sudan. I believe the coordination between Uganda and Egypt in this very file is very important and sends a message that we as Africans can solve our African problems.
The standoff between Egypt and Ethiopia over the Renaissance Dam is on the agenda of talks. Cairo fears the Ethiopian dam would reduce the country's valuable water share from the Nile River.
Uganda is accepted by Ethiopia and Egypt because both countries have good relations with Uganda. I believe it can be a good mediator, but will Ethiopia accept an African mediator in the negotiations? They refuse so far. I believe if negotiations with Ethiopia completely fail and we start to address a plan B, then Ugandan mediation can be an option.
Fostering economic ties has also been discussed by the two sides.
We are not going to wait only for the private sector. Even government to government, we can do some projects bilaterally. The government companies of the government of Egypt, and our companies can also do projects.
A number of agreements and MOUs were signed for partnership projects in electricity, industrial development, and agriculture. Ugandan President Yoweri Museveni had invited Egyptian President Abdel Fattah El Sisi to visit the Nile sources in Uganda. He said that El Sisi would become the first ever Egyptian president to do so. Yasser Hakim for CGTN, Cairo.